habitual. Do you want me to repeat it one more time? All right. What is the paradigm? The paradigm is a mental program that has exclusive control over our habitual behavior, and all of our behavior is habitual. It's a mental program. Okay? If you have a phone, your phone came with a program. If you bought a computer, the computer came with a program in it already. Does that make sense? So we have a chance to create our own program. And now, the truth is, most people are not aware that they can create a program, or recreate their program, or refashion their program. And that's what this training is about, part of it, okay? So we have to establish that your current paradigm, your current way of thinking is producing the results in your life. So in order for your results to change, what has to change?
Thinking.
The way that you think. Your programming has to change. So let's talk about it. Let's go to the next slide. All right? Now this is a simple situation. It's really a black or white deal. As you see here, it doesn't matter how hard you work, because working hard does not equate to financial freedom. Is that true? Yes. Because, there's some people that say to me, man, I'm working really, really hard. Right? So, please do not equate working hard to you creating wealth. So it's not about just working hard and how many hours you put in. If your paradigm, if your thinking, if your program is still the same, your results will remain the same. Ladies and gentlemen. Now that's a hard pill to swallow, but it is the truth. Okay? Do you know what's a paradigm that you have, or a program that you have? It's as simple as brushing your teeth. How many of you have to think about brushing your teeth? The act of brushing your teeth. Do you have to think about it? No. Do you do it on autopilot?
Yeah.
Yes. So how did you get to the point of being fit to become autopilot? Right? I have kids, right? So I have a son, I have a daughter, and I'm sure when you were young, like my kids are, your parents said, hey, go and brush your teeth. At a certain time, every day, yes or yes?
Yeah.
Go and brush your teeth. And they would actually show you how to brush your teeth. Does that make sense? And then when they showed you, then they say, hey, you tried for yourself. And then because every day, at least twice per day, hopefully, at least twice a day, you are doing an act, which is putting toothpaste on your toothbrush and you're brushing your teeth. Twice a day. And you did it over and over and over until you don't even have to think about it. You just do it. It's like bathing. Does that make sense? So I broke it down in very simple terms so you can understand how a program is created in your life. So think about now things that you do that you know that is not good, but you still do it. Hello, somebody. Think about the things that you do in private that you know is counterproductive to your success. That you do subconsciously, meaning that you don't have to think about it, and you just do it. Well, guess what? Here's the great news. You can create a new program that can allow you to create the success that you're looking for. And it is programmable. You know why? Let's go to the next slide. Because there's two parts of the mind. You have the conscious mind and then you have the subconscious mind. Okay? No one has ever seen the mind. No one. But some of the great philosophers that we have, right? My mentor's mentor showed him this diagram to explain the two parts of the mind. So the conscious mind, let's go to the next slide. The conscious mind is the thinking mind. It's the educated mind. Right? The subconscious mind is the emotional mind. Let's go to the next slide. Now here's what's very, very important for you to note. Right? The conscious mind has the ability to choose to accept or reject information, and you could also originate thought. Everybody get that? Now, the subconscious mind, don't miss this, it cannot reject information. Here's the powerful part about the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind cannot differentiate the difference between that which is real or imagined. Now, when I heard that the first time, I said, Then Bob Proctor said, how many of you have ever had a dream before? And the dream felt so real that your body was participating in the dream. For example, something frightening was happening to you in the dream. And your body, though you were asleep, your body started sweating. Like if it's happening for real. How many of you have been there? Be honest. How many of you had those dreams before? If you didn't raise your hand, you're lying. You cannot be a human and not experience what I'm talking about now. Does that make sense? Because y'all know that we are spirit first. We are spiritual beings first. And this physical body that we're seeing here, right, is not the real person. The real person is the spiritual part of you. So you have to understand the spiritual part of you so you can create the success in the physical. Does that make sense? So you've had a dream. It felt so real that you were in the dream, that your body is sweating, and let's just say you become conscious now, and you wake up and you're like, wait, boy, thank God it's a dream. Anybody ever did that before? Oh, thank God it's just a dream. That's why, when you're growing up, your parents will say, don't watch horror movies. Because if you watch it, chances are you could recreate the horror movie in your dream while you're sleeping, right? Now, some people, it actually happens to them, okay? So, the conscious mind has the ability to accept, to reject, and to originate thoughts. The subconscious mind, you can liken it to soil. Whatever you feed it, whatever you plant, it is going to reproduce whatever you give it. Now I'm going to break this thing down for you like a chicken wing today. You're not going to forget what I'm going to teach you here today, I promise you. I'm really good at teaching this because I understand it. Why? Because I live what I'm going to teach you now. Sure. Okay? If you plant corn in the ground, what harvest will it reproduce? Corn. If you plant nightshade, do you know what nightshade is? Poison. Nightshade, the plant nightshade is poison. If you plant a seed of nightshade in the ground, what it is going to do? It is going to reproduce nightshade. So the question is, what seeds are you sowing into your subconscious mind? Go to the next slide. Now this is billion-dollar information I'm sharing with you here today. Billion-dollar information. Now watch this. When you were a child, your subconscious mind is wide open. When you're a baby, when you're a child, your subconscious mind is wide open. That means your environment is programming you. Does that make sense? So it comes from, your programming came from TV, news, papers, other people, your mother, your father, right? Your auntie, your grandmother. Yes? Yeah. Radio. So those are just some of the different inputs into how your mind was programmed. So that's why, they say train up a child. Matter of fact, the Bible says train up a child in the way that they should go so that they never depart from it. It is the truth. All right? I have a 6-year-old and I have a 4-year-old. We actually choose what we want them to listen to, what we want them to watch. We don't just allow YouTube to run wild because we busy as parents, eh? No. I am intentional about what my children are watching because at age of 6 and 4, their subconscious mind is still wide open. They're being programmed right now. Does that make sense? Now, here's the hard truth. Some of us were programmed in a way that we didn't really have any choice in the programming that we got. But that's why you come to sessions like these, so you can be now made aware of what actually happened at a tender age that caused you to be where you are today. Now, whether it may be good or okay, right? It's not where you want to be, but you can change your programming, right? So you today, you have the ability to reason, you have the ability to accept, reject information, originate thought, but still today, you are being programmed by those inputs, radio, other people, and news. When I got introduced to personal development, I stopped buying newspapers. Can anybody tell me why you think I stopped buying newspapers? What do you think? Huh? That's true, you mustn't believe everything in newspapers, but some people believe everything that the newspapers print. Some people do. Some people take the newspapers as gospel. Matter of fact, some people take the news as gospel. Wherever they say on the news, well, it had to be true. You say that's in Lucia? You say that's in Lucia. Oh, by the way, do you know why they call it television? They're telling you their vision. Okay, now I'm not into politics, but watch this. If there is a TV station in a country that everybody watches, just based on the little bit of information I just taught you here, right? Do you think they could control the thinking of most people? Yes, they can. So that is how they control the masses. It's true, the programming of TV, radio, and different outlets, media outlets. It's true, all right? So why am I sharing that with you? Because you have to now start paying attention to what am I feeding my mind. You have to pay attention to. So when I got introduced to personal development and I realized, okay, there are certain outlets, I cannot control what they feed me. So as a result, I have to cut out some of those outlets. And then I now have to consciously choose what I am feeding myself. So do you know how I became successful? I started listening to successful people every single day. My radio came off of, in Trinidad, our popular radio station is 98.1, all right? What is the popular radio station here?
What FM?
105 point what? 105.3. So the equivalent of me cutting off 105.3,
I didn't even know the answer.
and my radio became rich.com. You understand? I was only listening to successful people. So I used to work in a company, before I worked at my Petrotrin, which was my last job in the oil and gas space. I used to work in a company that was an hour and about 45 minutes drive from where I live in Trinidad, in Atlantic LNG. So for an hour and 45 minutes, instead of me listening to music, all that Tabanka music, gonna wanna love you, and all you listening to is Tabanka music, and your whole life is just a Tabanka. You know, the reason why most people in that Tabanka is because all they feed in their mind is Tabanka music. Hello? You ever heard somebody say, your life is a soap opera? Chances are, all they watch every day is soap opera.
Yeah.
Hello? You think it might be a joke, but most people do things and they are not even aware of what they're doing. And they're wondering why the results in their life looks a particular way. I'm breaking it down for you like a chicken wing. I'm telling you I understand this thing, huh? So listen, Moving forward from today, you now have to say, okay, you know what? Let me really pay attention to what I feed in my mind. Let me really take stock. Let me write down, what am I feeding my mind every single day? And that is the beginning of success for you. Okay? Let's go to the next slide. Real quick. So, how do we shift the paradigm? I already started giving you some points. I have to start paying attention to what I'm feeding myself. But here's how you do it. You have to have an image. I want you to create or design the life that you want. This is how it starts. Design the life that you want. Put it on paper. Anytime you're building anything, you have to build it 3 times. You have to build it in your mind, you have to build it on paper, and then you have to physically go build it. Okay? But I want you to create an image in your mind of who you want to become. Where do you want to be with respect to your health, your spirituality, and your finances? And create that person. And then now, the goal is to impress that image on your mind so much that you become that image over time. Now watch this. Perfect example of what I'm talking about. Let's just say there is a car that you wanted to buy. All right? Anybody ever experienced this? There's a car, you made a decision, I want this car. Now before you made the decision, you never used to see the car. But as soon as you made the decision that this is the car that I want, how many of you have seen it more often? You see? It's making sense, right? Because here's what happened. There is something in your mind called the reticular activated system. Right? And it's like an executive secretary in your mind. It allows things into your subconscious mind. So you just said to your executive secretary, this car is important to me. So it allowed it into your subconscious mind. And the funny thing about the subconscious mind, whatever you planned is going to reproduce. So all of a sudden, because that car became important to you, you started seeing it everywhere. I want you to design the person that you want to become. And I want you to work towards that person. So you want to impress that image upon the subconscious mind. And guess what happens? The subconscious mind controls your vibration. We are a mass, every single one of us. All you are, you're a mass of molecules vibrating at a very high frequency. Our physical body. Because when we die, what happens? This physical body turns back to what? The dust. But because we are alive, it's vibrating at a very high frequency and it stays together. Right? So if you control the image that you impress upon your mind, that image controls your vibration. In simple terms, if you don't like the word vibration, it will control your thinking. Does that make sense? And ultimately, because it is now controlling your thinking and your vibration, it will control your attraction and your action. So that's all I've done. I've said, okay, this is the life I want to create. A lady came and met me today. I think she's a part of the business, and she had something at the other event today. And I showed her my new home. Right? You have internet here? Okay, so I'll figure out when is the right time to show you. Right? I showed her my new home, and she was really, I could see she was impacted. But the life I have today, I created it years ago. I was imagining doing what I'm doing now. Does that make sense? Yeah. And do you know what made it even simpler for me? I found somebody who had the life I wanted. Does that make sense? So now I have an example of, okay, that's how it's going to look in the future. Alright? So I'm not giving you no hocus pocus stuff. If you truly apply this information, I don't care that you're from St. Lucia. St. Lucia is small for the goals that you have. Right? The goals that God have for you, the plans that God have for you is much bigger than St. Lucia. So why limit your thinking to St. Lucia? You could be in this world, but not of this world of St. Lucia. I live in Trinidad, but I am in a completely different world. I'm telling you, as God is my witness, I don't know anything what's going on in Trinidad. But the important stuff I would know. But to say like I know all, I don't know. I don't have time to mind other people's business. I'm minding my business. Hello? You know, small island problems is everybody's been minding everybody's business. Somebody say, mind your business, mind your business. Right? So look, all of that to say, I want you to design the person that you want to become. Alright? And I want you to put it in writing. Don't just put it in your mind, put it down on paper. Right? Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision, make it plain so that they that see it will run. Write the vision, write it down on paper. Okay? Design the person that you want to become and impress it upon your mind. Right? Now, why repetition is important? Sorry about the little typo there. Right? My graphics guy is a Spanish dude. So you put is instead of is. Right? So, why is repetition necessary for success? And I can't talk about this for too long, but in simple terms, you never learn something in depth by listening to it one time. Right? So repetition is the key to you mastering information. Does that make sense? So I'm going to give you guys, matter of fact, everybody who came here today, if you're a guest, you guys are going to get my mentor's audio called Conceive, Believe, and Achieve. We're going to give it to you for free, right? The audio that we're giving to every single one of you, by the way, whoever invited you here today, if you're a guest, they will give you the audio, okay? Now, that audio, it was the first thing that he gave me when I met him, and I started listening to it. The first time I listened to it, I was excited, but I didn't learn everything in one listen. Does that make sense? But through repetition, the more I listen to it, it's almost like, wow. Like every time you listen to it, it's like you're hearing something new every time. And that's because of how the mind works. Because when you are listening to something actively, most of the times you hear something and then a thought will pop into your mind. The audio is actually still playing, but mentally you're thinking about something else. Anybody know what I'm talking about? So that's why repetition is key. But the foundation for success is you have to build up your faith. Right? And faith comes by what? Hearing. Faith doesn't come by hearing. Faith comes by hearing. Present continuous. You have to keep listening over and over again. Do you know that you cannot take time off on personal development, which is what I'm talking about here today? Do you know why you cannot take time off? Because you'll go back to stinking thinking. Quick, think about it. In the natural, how long could you go without taking a shower before you start smelling really bad? Be honest.
6 hours.
Sometimes I be like, bro, you need to go and bathe now. Right? Think about it. How long could you go without taking a shower? Anybody ever tested it out? Anybody ever tested it out? How long could you go without taking a shower? Who's a brave guess?
Not more than a
Who's
day.
brave to say that? Do you even know how to be a guest?
Not more than a day.
How long did you go without taking a shower? 12 hours. How did you smell after 12 hours? You still smell good. That's what you tell yourself. That's what you tell yourself. Right? But the truth is, if we go days without renewing our mind, it's very easy for us to digress back to our old thinking. So every day, you make personal development a part of your life. What am I feeding my mind? What am I feeding my eyes? You have two very powerful gates. You have your eye gate and your ear gate. And those are direct entrances into your soul. So what am I feeding my mind? What am I listening to every single day? You have to start taking stock of that. Because through repetition, you can create a program in your life. Now, how many of you want to change the program in your life? Raise your hands if you want to change the program in your life.
All the time.
All right, amen. That's good. I want to change the program in my life too. Imagine that, huh? Yeah, because there is more. Does that make sense? You know, you never should get at the place where I have arrived and I have nothing else to do. Like, that's why like retirement is a myth. Because, like, am I just gonna sit down and do nothing all day? I will go mad. I need to keep doing something. You see what I'm doing here? I'll do this until the Lord is ready to take me home. I want to talk to people. I want to inspire people. I want to help people improve in their lives. I'll keep doing that. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So raise your hands if you learned something here today. Raise your hands if you learned something. Okay, beautiful. That's what I wanted to see. All right? Now, learning is one thing, but I want you to apply it now. Does that make sense? Now let's get into that's some of the mind stuff. Let's go to the next slide. Oh, sure. Right? We want to recognize Dr.
A certificate or not?
Dr. Yoeli. She just came in. Let's put our hands together for her. Right? Brand new lead consultant. Come to the front, put your hands together for Dr. Yoeli. Great job. She's a very busy mom and doctor, and she's doing the business part-time, so we appreciate you. You're welcome. Awesome. All right, so I want to talk about setting goals a little bit with you all. How many of you want to learn how to set goals? All right? And I'll just share this with you guys right out the gates. I have set more goals than everybody in this room.
True.
You know why? Because I've failed and have not accomplished most of the goals that I wrote down. Alright? So goals are meant for you to grow. Write that down. Goals are meant for you to grow. Alright? So I'm going to teach you on the art of setting goals. Alright? Now, something just came up there.
Oh, maybe
Okay, there we go. Alright.
I also open it on Chrome just now.
What's that?
I open it on Chrome. I open it on Chrome Acrobat. Your PC that I have it on mine.
Okay. So we're gonna go through this real quick with you guys. The art of setting goals.
Whether full screen, how you do it? Tell me how to do it. Tell me what to click.
Are you looking to make a big screen?
Yeah.
I think.
You have to do it like F something.
Why can't you open it the other way you had it? And they used to have a phone line called a party line. If you're old enough, you would know what I'm talking about. And when you pick up the phone to call somebody, it's almost like you're hearing a bunch of other conversations happening on the same line. How many of you have experienced that before? You had to be born in the 80s to know about that. All these young folks here, y'all don't know nothing about that. 70s and 80s, you know about that. You pick up the phone to call somebody, and you literally hear a bunch of other people on the phone at the same time. Because back then, they didn't learn how to tap into all these different frequencies as yet. Right? Here's another way of thinking about it, in terms of matching the frequency with what you desire. Have you ever thought about someone, and all of a sudden, they contact you, or they call you, out of the blue? You ever experienced that before? Because you know what just happened there? Both of you all tapped in on the same frequency. Like, sounds spooky, but it is true. Does that make sense? So this is what I'm talking about here is not philosophy, it is facts, it is physics. Alright? So if you could use a phone and appreciate the technology behind a phone, try and learn some basic stuff so you can accomplish the goals that you want. Please. Okay? Alright? So, who am I right now? Who am I right now? We spoke about designing the person that you want to become. So in order for you to master setting goals, you must know who you are right now. Let's go to the next slide. Right? Where am I now? These are questions that you have to ask yourself. Who am I right now? Where am I right now? Okay, next. Right? We also established this before. Where am I going? Do you know where you're going? 3 to 5 years from now, where do you want to be? Who's willing to shout that out? Where do you want to be? 12 to 18 months from now, where do you want to be? Next year, November,
Control.
where do you want to be?
Crown. Diamond.
Diamond next year, come on.
Come on.
That's too far for you. Yeah. Sounds funny, huh? But what do you want to be driving? You know? What's your favorite car? Anybody, what's your favorite car? Who has a favorite car in here? What's your favorite car? You're smiling. What's your favorite car? What's your favorite car? You forgot the name? No, you can't forget it. Alright, yeah, I know Martinez has a favorite car. What's your favorite car, Martinez?
Mercedes-Benz GLE. Mercedes-Benz GLE Class 63.
You hear that? Huh? He said don't forget to add the AMG. Now, here is why it's important to know where you're going. Right? Now, I know St. Lucia is small. You all don't use like Google Maps and yours use it? Yours use it? Alright. So okay, so you use it, right? Alright. You use Google Maps or use Waze? You don't use Waze. We use Google Maps. Alright. If you tell Google Maps, take me anywhere, where would it take you?
Anyway.
There you go, you don't know. Like just setting a general goal is not good enough. Because the mind is like a GPS. If you're trying to remember how the mind operates, just remember it's like a GPS. You have to give it specific direction. So that's why I keep asking the question, where do you want to be? Because here's the truth, most people don't have goals. Most people don't have clearly defined goals. So as a result, they don't get anything.
Very true.
Don't leave here today and remain the same. Get some clearly defined goals. The difference between rich and wealthy people, and I don't like, speaking down to people, but the difference between rich and wealthy people and everybody else is that they have clearly defined goals. Clear, crystal clear goals, right? One of my mentors said, clarity allows you to have acceleration. Clarity, you have to be clear. If there's a house that you want, you have to know what the color of the house is going to look like. You have to know how the house is going to be shaped. Clear. Does that make sense? You need to know what culture you want. When we were designing our house. Now, can I share a little funny joke with you, all right? So, we hired our contractor, he's building the house. So the shell of the house is finished. My wife said, we need an interior designer. I said, Lily, my wife, her nickname is Lily. I said, we don't need no designer, Lily. You could do it. Right? I was so oblivious. I said, you could do it, baby. She said, Gary, you don't understand how much work interior designing is. She said we need to hire the interior designer. Our interior designer in TT, her retainer fee is 22,500 TT. How much is that in US? Divide that by 7 to me, how much is that in US? So I'll go to the US amount, because I know you're going to.
Free.
Nobody else in the Caribbean cares about Trinidad dollars. Huh?
About 3,000.
So the retainer fee for my interior design is 3,000 US a month.
Retainer.
This is to keep up. You understand? How many think that's a lot of money? Yes, that's a lot of money. Ah. So just to bring her on board for a consultation, we have to pay the 3,000 US upfront. And my brain could not I couldn't understand that. I'm like, Lily, for the first few months, I'm saying to Lita, you could do this. Do we really need to pay this lady all this money? But she's one of the best in Trinidad, by the way. After the fact, I now understand why we needed her. Because there's so much details that come with interior designing that I was not aware of it. The house I have is very nice. Faith and Donna has been there. Yes? You all right there? Is it alright?
It's very nice.
It's alright. It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
So I'm sharing that with you to say you need defined goals. Clearly defined goals. Crystal clear goals. So you have to write it down. And the more you write down your goals, the clearer the vision and the goals are going to become. Does that make sense? Right? If you'll just take that one little thing there, you're gonna get rich. Next. Alright? Skip that one right there, right?
Yes, that's
There's a difference between wishing for a thing and and being ready to receive it. Let me say that one more time. There's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. So you can be wishing for something, but you're not ready to receive it. You all know that, right? Some people say, well, I set the goal and didn't accomplish it. You just wasn't ready for it. Because if we just decide everything that we want and it was given to us right away, that will cause destruction. Right? So most of the goals that we have is really designed for us to grow, to become the person, to be able to attract the life that you want, right? How many of you here would love to make $1 million? Right now. But do you know most of you are not ready to handle $1 million?
Right now, I want to make it.
You see, that's why you don't have it. You ever saw somebody won the lotto and ended up worse off than they were when they started? That's because they were not ready for that amount of money. They self-destruct. Matter of fact, the subconscious mind is so powerful that it would do everything for you to get back to the comfort zone of the money that you could actually handle. If you're not ready for it.
We rebuke that spirit.
So get excited about growing. Okay? The most valuable thing that you can get in Envision You is being in an environment where you can grow. Like you can't be around me and not want to grow.
True.
Right? That's the power of this community. You might think, well, they're signing up for trading, they're signing up for health products. Only, no. There is more that comes with that. Okay? So there's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until they believe they can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds will not inspire faith, courage, and belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith. Do not encourage people, and it doesn't cause anyone to believe. You've got to be open-minded. So today, it's about opening the mind. Being open-minded. I must be open-minded to changing who I am. Okay? And here's the question. Can it be done? The answer is yes. Alright? I can give you example after example, but the best examples I have in the room is Faith and Daniel and also Edsel. Great examples. Is it possible that this mind change could work? Yeah, it could change. Your mind could definitely change. Right? So can it be done? The answer is yes. Let's go to the next slide. Right? Now, manifestation. What is manifestation in essence? It's paying the price. How many of you are willing to pay the price to become successful? Are you willing to pay the price? When you go to the grocery, you don't have to use a calculator anymore.
Bless the Lord.
How many of you love that? That's a beautiful experience, huh? I remember when I was broke, and we would walk through the aisle, and my wife would pick it up. She'd say how much we reach. I had a team. Say, all right, we reach here. Next. How much it is? Now put that down.
Same.
Because you know you have exact money. Because when you reach in front by the cashier, you ain't want to look like you don't have any money. How many of you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
But how many of you like us to go like this? Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Give me that, give me that. Just walk up.
Yeah.
Walk out. And you're walking out like, yeah. No stress, you ain't even sweating. I remember when I experienced that the first time I walk out, I say, wow, thank you, Lord. You want to say something?
I think, seeing that right now, I remember 3 years ago, probably 3 to 4 years ago, I always wish to not be any more payments.
Tenant?
They say paying rent every month.
Oh, right.
Paying rent every month. I was wishing one day to have my house.
Yeah.
And that's it that came to my mind. I said, I would like to have my house. Everybody likes one at some point to have a house.
Yes.
But as you say, I was probably not ready inside because I was probably thinking, how I'm going to buy a house.
Right.
How I'm going to deal with the bank or how I'm going to qualify and how. I became to Envision You as a member last year, August. I started learning how powerful is your mind. I was having that 3 years ago, but I didn't know how to manage it.
Right.
Learning in Envision, I say Envision You not just with the products or with patients, with just myself.
Yeah.
And this year, finally, I got my key.
Wow. Congratulations.
And I say how, I don't know when, I don't know, I got it.
Beautiful.
It's just because manifestation is so, you have to believe in that.
Yes.
You have to put all your energy in
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And the universe or God or everything create all the conditions
For you to happen. Yes. Absolutely.
And then to me now I say, oh my God, God bless me a lot.
Yes.
Because I was wishing to have my place, but now I have 3 because I brought the 3 apartments.
Wow.
So I say I have my house and I have 2 extra where I can pay the bank.
Beautiful. Love
I
it.
said God is amazing.
I love it.
So, and for somebody who, in my case, I'm from Dominican Republic, I have no family here, I have no support directly. To me, it's something like, oh my God, that's a really, really amazing for myself, and to get something like that where I cannot stay anymore and I turn out paying rent. Now I'm a landlord too.
Wow. I love it.
I think that the company is helping you to grow in terms of mentality, to grow in terms of financially too, and how you can manage your life and don't be just limited in what you allow. So once you get things like that, people like that come to you too. So you get creating the environment much better. So I just want to share that with you guys because I think that's not something like people say and probably is not true.
It's not true, yeah.
I'm telling you that's true. I don't going to be here in that chair to say something is not real. People who don't know.
Yes.
I'm saying that's true.
Love
So
it.
all of you there for some reason here tonight.
Why you do that?
And I think it's
So you
time to make
finish?
changes. 2025 is
I'll go into this next one.
It's time to create our manifestation.
Love it. We might have to take off the lights for this front part here because it's a little bit dark.
Very dark.
Yes. Could we just put this lights right here? You all see better now? Okay, cool. All right. So we're gonna thank you so much for sharing that, Dr. Jolie. We're not gonna keep you guys much longer, but I wanted to go through some more specific things towards the business. So we're talking about 2025, right? How far is 2025 from now? Couple of weeks, huh? How many of you felt like this year flew very, very fast?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm like, wait, didn't we just celebrate New Year? Now we're at the end of the year already. And then by the time we blink, everybody will say Happy New Year. And then it'll be March 2025. Quick. Alright? So the key to success, and this is what I learned a couple of years ago from my mentor. Right? My mentor in this industry, he has made over $60 million US. Okay? Is $60 million US a lot of money?
Yes.
It's a lot of money. And outside of this money that I'm talking about, he has had $1 million days from investing.
Wow.
Not months, days. Like made $1 million US in a day. Okay? Now money's not everything. But they say you shall know them by their fruits. You understand? So he is producing a lot of fruit. Okay? So I learned from him, in order to have success in a new year, you need to start the new year before the new year starts. So I'm already in 2025. The reason why I came here is because I'm already in 2025. If I was operating like everybody else, I would not have come here in November.
Very true.
Because there are a lot of people who are already in Christmas mode already. Now watch how crazy this is. Now this might be a little bit harsh, but just allow me for a second, please, okay? Can I have permission for a second, just to have some real talk with y'all? So imagine, there's a time of the year that we have been fashioned to think that we need to spend all the money that we have, and then come January, we have no money. And that is acceptable by a lot of people. Is something wrong with that? Absolutely is. Do you know when I was broke? I said, I am not going to make myself more broke trying to buy gifts for you when I have no money. Look, and I came to the place of I ain't shame no more. Okay, you know, if you didn't shame, ain't bring no gifts to nobody. I said Merry Christmas. Hug, love ups. Merry Christmas. Gotta have no money. You understand what I'm saying? Oh gosh. People going broke trying to impress people and imagine you buy a gift and then behind closed doors, being like that. Imagine you went broke trying to impress them. Right? So here's the truth. You gotta switch up things. I started not caring about Christmas when I was broke. Now, it doesn't mean that I was joyful, I like the feeling, but to see like I'm stressing over, I stopped doing that. And I started focusing on my goals. Matter of fact, at the end of every year, I'm speeding up when everybody's slowing down. And ever since I started doing that, what happened is when the new year started, I'm much further along than everybody else. So I just wanted to share that with you so maybe you can adopt it. Alright? So what would you like to accomplish in 2025? Alright? Let's go to the next slide. Alright? 2025 is going to be a big year, by the way. Right? How big are your dreams? How big are your dreams, ladies and gentlemen? How big are your dreams? Alright? What do you really want? What is something that you really, really want? Deep down inside that most people don't know.
Everybody know that.
Right? Here's why it's important to establish that. Because the dream that you have, right? It is going to determine the level of sacrifice that is needed to accomplish that dream. Right? Your goals are going to demand the level of focus, dedication, sacrifice that is needed. Let's go to the next slide. Right? Now, yeah, I spoke about that. Now, watch this. Work. How many of you ever looked at the definition of work? Right? If you look at the definition of the word work, it says the mental and physical activity. So there is a mental work that you need to accomplish. There's a mental work that you have to do to be able to accomplish your goals, right? Your dreams determine the level of spiritual and physical work. Getting to the next level places demands on your capacity. All right, let's go to the next slide. Now, this is the big one here, because some people have goals, but when they realize the demands that it requires, they say, "Nah, but this is too much work." I have a lot of mentees, right? And the biggest thing for them is, this mean, this is a lot. I thought it was just a little. I could just do a little bit of work and I could have your life.
Yeah.
Nope. You are going to have to work for it. You really think $1 million yours is going to drop in your lap just like that? Heck to the no. Right? If it was that easy, everybody would make $1 million US. You understand? So you have to know what it is that you want. And you have to be willing to meet the demands of your dreams. You have to be willing to meet the demands of your dreams. It is going to take sacrifice. All right? It's going to take delayed gratification. With everybody chilling online, you cannot afford to chill online. Matter of fact, I was too broke to line. What is line? Line? Some of my friends at one time said, "Well, we ain't seen you." I said, "Yeah, that's good." If at one time in my life, if it had nothing to do with business or family, you are not seeing me. I have no time. Matter of fact, did I ever tell you this? When I was broke, I didn't even have a TV. I was too broke for TV. I was too broke to watch sitcoms. Matter of fact, I kept my apartment without a TV. How long did I keep that for again? Anybody remember? I think
25K.
Yeah. So I was making $25,000, $10,000 US a month, and I didn't buy a TV. I say because if I get a TV, I'll get distracted. Well, let me be honest. As soon as you reach home and you click on that TV, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours pass fast. Be honest. Anybody else binge watch some series? You sit down here and watch the whole series. One night you lick away half of the thing. Boom! And they say, "Hi, tomorrow I'm going to finish with the rest." Right? All that kind of stuff I'm talking about, I eliminated most of the stuff when I was pursuing this level of success I wanted to create. Does that make sense? So I'm just giving you a glimpse, because some people want the cake. What is he saying?
They want to bake. They want the cake, but they don't want to bake. I'll go if you're saying.
Oh, she said they want the cake, but they don't want to bake. So the other one is you want to have the cake and eat it too.
Eat it too, yeah.
Right? You want to have my level of success, but you're not willing to pay the price that I have paid to get to where I am today. And that is not the right thinking. Does that make sense? So I wanted to make sure and establish that for you, because in a business like this, and could I be honest with you? The reason why our style of business is not respected by everyone is because some people sell it like it's not going to require any work.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So if you sell it like it doesn't require any work, it come across scamish. But my friends, there ain't nothing scamish about what you do. You really have to work to become successful here. You really have to put the work in. And guess what? Most people are already working hard, but you're working hard in the wrong space. So we want you to come into this space, work hard mentally, spiritually, work hard physically in terms of the activity, because we're going to talk about that. And the sky's not even the limit as to what you can accomplish. Go to the next slide. Faith or fear? Which one are you feeding? Right? How would you feel when you accomplish some of your big goals and dreams? How would you feel? Let's just say, you know, like you hear what Dr. Jolie just shared with you, right? How many of you would feel amazing when you could walk into the bank? What's the major bank here in St. Lucia? Bank of St. Lucia. Let's just say you had a loan, right? And you literally wrote a check and you walk into the bank unannounced, like on a real normal day, and you just give them a check, and they're looking at you like, what is this for? Oh, I'm paying off my loan. You know, I did that in Republic Bank in Trinidad. Because I have to share the backstory. My credit card was under construction. Anybody know what that means? I was in arrears real bad. And I had a car loan. And I couldn't pay either of those loans for a whole year. So you know, when you can't pay the loan every month, what happens? Interest, huh? And you know when you get the credit card, you don't read the fine print. And the fine print say if you don't pay on time, the interest doubles.
Thank God I have a credit card.
I remember the bank called me and said, Mr. McSween, when are you going to pay the arrears in your loan? They actually hire somebody to call me twice a week to follow up. The lady said, what do you have? I said, ma'am, I have nothing right now. I have no land. I own nothing in my name. I said, there is nothing for you to take. I said, you're going to have to work with me. I told her that. So when I walk in, because I worked, and within 4 months, I was able to make enough money to pay off my debts. Right? I wrote a full check. And I walk in, he did tell her, Mr. McSween, what is this for? I said, everything I owe you, play it off. Yeah. She looked at me like, she said, wait, let me go in the back. You don't have to go in the back. And find out, what's the total amount and all of that. Eh? And she come back, she said, all right, Mr. McSween, you don't owe us anything anymore. I feel like I'm mounting come over back, yes? What? So that feeling, that's what I'm talking about there. How would you feel if you accomplished something big, something that you really want to accomplish? That's just one example I just gave you there, right? How would you feel? Well, here's what you have to do. You have to borrow that feeling. Now, it might sound funny. You have to borrow that feeling.
No.
And act like if you're there now.
Yes.
Because what did I teach you before? The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between that which is real or imagined. It doesn't know the difference. So you just have to feed it, and it will reproduce that and give you a harvest that you want. Let's go to the next slide. Borrow from the future. I didn't even know that was there. See, I really just be living this information, right? So what is our goal? We have a goal as an organization. I want to share it with you guys because clarity of vision allows you to accelerate towards your goal. Let's go to our goal. So the overall arching goal in our company is to help 1,000 people that are going to be qualified in a month that are earning at least $1,000 US in our company, Envision You, the company, okay? That's the overarching goal. More directly, our organization goal, this is our short-term goal over the next 90 days. Let's go to the next slide. Is to help 100 people to hit the level of champion, right? So champion is 1,000 US in residual income a month. Now, that level is a level where we consider you to be a potential leader in the company. So when you get to champion, we now consider you to be a potential leader. But the core level is the level called lead. Let's go to the next slide. Right? Oh yeah, by the way, we have a new champion in the room. He just came in. Let's recognize him. Right? Let's put our hands together for the Jermaines. Come on up, come up, come up. We have a certificate for you. One of our champions. Yeah, man. Rafi. The man himself. Congratulations, sir. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Congratulations, right? So that's champion right there. So lead consultant is $500 in residual income a month. Lead consultant is more believable for most people, right? So let me show you what lead consultant is. Because we're gonna have some new lead consultants in this room here, right? So lead consultant like Dr. Jolie and some of the others who are here, right? Wait, is it?
Oh, you have one here. Go ahead. I thought they didn't
I
have.
saw some right here.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's working. There you go. Right? So lead consultant is 1,500 points commissionable volume in a calendar week or calendar month, okay? So how do I accomplish that? We have different packages. We have a core package that gives you 150 CV. An essential pack gives you 300 CV. And then a premier pack that gives you 600 CV. Okay? So that means you can get to this number, which is 1,500 CV, depending on a combination of these amount of packages, right? So real simple, what I recommend that you do to get to lead is at least refer 5 people directly, 4 to 5 people directly into the business. Okay? Everybody seeing? Right? So you want to personally bring into the company 4 to 5 individuals, right? And then what you want to do is you want to help at least, let's just say everybody that comes into your business, for example, you help them to get 2 people each into the business, right? Matter of fact, you can help them go team consultant, right? That's an example right there. Everybody get that? So this is an example of how you can produce this amount of volume, right? This is based on, by the way, everybody coming in on this smallest package right here, right? So lead consultant is a very important position. It's the sweet spot because helping people make an extra $500 US every single month is very, very powerful. Everybody understand that? Okay, so you don't have to be a superstar. You refer 5 people directly. 5 twos are what?
10.
5 twos are 10. Okay? Matter of fact, that's even more than lead consultant there, but right? But basically you want to help enroll 5 people directly, right? And then you want to help, you want to bring another 5 in, which will make it 10, right? But with this structure here, of course, you're going to be more than lead consultant. But the example here with lead, you want to at least enroll 5 people and then help those 5 to bring in another 5 each. And that's basically simple. Everybody getting 1, but the goal is 1,500 in points. Everybody get that so far? Okay, cool. All right, so that's lead consultant right here. We want to help 200 people to be able to accomplish this level right here in the next 90 days. All right, how many of you would like to be one of those 200? Raise your hands if you'd like to be one of those 200 people. All right, raise it high now. All right, now lead consultant is, you can turn back up the lights, please, if you can. There you go. All right, lead consultant is the sweet spot in our compensation plan, right? It is a level that is believable by most people. That's why we consider it to be the sweet spot or the core rank in the company. All right, so lead, and then 200 leads will lead to 100 champions. Now, when people get started with us, we want to make sure that people get started the right way. We want to go through the 5 pillars to success. We want to make sure that they're also plugging into our system, our onboarding system. When new people get started, especially leaders in the room, get better at plugging people in and getting them started the right way. Everybody understand that? Right? The 5 pillars to success. Who here is in the business that knows the 5 pillars to success off the top of their head? Who else? Hey, Martinez, what's the 5 pillars? Call it up.
So step 1 would be to get started. Step 2 would be to, step 1 is actually as 2 parts. Get started and oh my gosh, and know your why, know your reason for getting started. Step 2 will be to for some reason it left my mind this week. You want to sorry. No, that's step 2.
Yeah, that?
Yeah, he's right. Who said it? Who said
Step
it?
2 is be about the
Next.
You build a list to at least 100 to 200 people.
Uh-huh.
Step 3, that's invite them to your management.
Right.
Step 4 would be to book formation meetings.
Right.
And step 5 would be for you to commit to your goals to achieve it.
Beautiful. Excellent. You'll put your hands together for Martinez. Right. So every time somebody new gets started, you want to go through those 5 pillars to success with them. Okay? And then especially with trading, as soon as someone gets started, we have a recorded video to help them onboard properly, but you can also go through with them. Okay? So that's part of the system. We don't just sign people up and leave them alone. We're going to sign them up and get them plugged in correctly. Now, do we have everybody who's invited here today? If you are here in the room and you invited someone, could you just WhatsApp them David Amunike's audio right now before you forget? All right. So if there is someone that you invited here today, right? Yes, both of them. Send them both. Part 1 and part 2. So if you're a guest here today, whoever invited you, they're going to send you an audio right now, and I want you to start listening to it. Right? My first year in network marketing by I believe it's by Mark Yanel. Could you also post that in your chat as well too?
Okay.
Your group chat?
We don't have the numbers. That's why she's one asking for the numbers. But we do in admin.
Right? You could find, do you have that audio? First year network marketing.
Yeah, it's on my YouTube page.
It's on the YouTube, okay, good. So Faith will make sure and drop that for all of you there. Alright? I already spoke about the importance of developing the right belief system. Right? So everybody here, please, when we do these meetings, everybody just wants to work and make money, but nobody wants to do the spiritual work, right? Please, don't leave here today without having a full appreciation for how important it is to do the personal development. It's key, all right? Everybody, even if you're in the business, you still have to master this, all right? So, how do I create the right belief system? What am I listening to? What am I feeding my mind? So David Amunike's audio, Conceive, Believe, and Achieve. My audio, 7K to 7 Figures. My first year in network marketing. I highly recommend those audios for those of you who are brand new. Let's go to the next slide. What's the time here now? Almost 8. Okay, there we go. Now, we're going to get into some mechanics here real quick. 3 things that we do to build our business. For those of you that are going to build a team, 3 P's that we must master. The first P is prospecting. How do I prospect new people? There's 2 types of prospecting. There's in-person prospecting, and then there's online prospecting. How many of you here like meeting new people? How many of you are shy at meeting new people? All right. I appreciate your honesty. So prospecting is a skill, and it's a skill that can pay you a lot of money. Matter of fact, can I put it to you like this? The people that you know right now are not the people that are going to help you to become a millionaire. It's all the people that you don't know. Right? So get excited about that. Because if the people that you know were going to help you become a millionaire, it would have happened already. So that means you need some new friends. Tell anybody I need some new friends.
I need some new friends.
Do you know that relationships are more important than money? The right relationships will lead you to the money. Every time. I said, David, he's going to be my friend. Yeah, man. When I see you driving a Bentley, I say, he's going to be my friend. All right? $1 million home. When I saw him the first time, I saw his name on his clothes. I said, who does have their name on their clothes? Nobody was ever introduced to that before. Would you think it's kind of strange somebody have their name on their clothes? You don't think it's strange? Do you see my name on my clothes? Yeah. So my mentor introduced me to custom made clothes. So like all my clothes is my name is on all my clothes. I have a tailor that comes and he measures me and like make my clothes specific for me. How do you like to have that kind of situation going on in your life? Pretty nice, huh? Yeah, man. You deserve it.
Yeah.
Right? So because I had some new friends, my wardrobe changed up a little bit. Right? Matter of fact, I
The
chose
whole wardrobe change.
Huh?
I said the whole wardrobe
My whole
change.
wardrobe changed, right? Matter of fact, my closet,
Oh
my closet, part of it is high, but I experienced something. I went to my mentor's home, and I saw his suits up there. I said, how are you reaching that suits? Then I saw he went in there, and he pulled down a lever, and the whole thing come down like this. I said, wait, I never seen that before. I say, wow, they don't have that in Trinidad. You want to hear something crazy? Just through that experience, I say one day I would love to have that in my closet. Not knowing my interior designer designed my closet to have that. And it was installed, that same exact pull down lever was installed in my closet. Crazy, yeah? That's why I had to hire, right? I had to hire, but anyway. Yes, he introduced me to custom made clothes. I was going to say something, but I know I'm going to put myself in trouble here, but that's all right. Yeah. So I told Donna, I said, Donna, and I will have to extend it beyond Donna now, but that's all right. Yeah. I have no problem doing that. But I told Donna, I said, when you get to Diamond, I'm going to buy you your first 10 custom made shirts. All right? So that means, I just said it openly. Yeah. So that means whoever here gets the Diamond, I'm going to buy you 10 custom made shirts. I know two of them in particular that like that. These two in particular, I know them in particular, right? Yeah, so that's nice, you know. Yes, women too. Ladies too, right? Ladies too, not just the guys, the ladies as well. I told Faith, I said I'm gonna have to find something to do for you, you know, but yeah.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, because my mentor did that for me, you know. So it's nice. When you have a custom made shit, it just sits differently, you know what I mean? You can tell that. How do you like nice things? Anybody here like nice things? Yeah, man, you deserve nice things, you know? You deserve nice things. So another thing was like smell, right?
Oh yes.
So first time I mentor, we had a meeting. I said, so what's the name of that cologne? He tell me, the first one I asked him about was called Creed, Green Irish Tweed. It's a black bottle. I say, all right, let me go and check the price. When I check the price, I say, Lord have mercy, this is my whole salary here. No, it wasn't my whole salary, but it was a lot. My brain couldn't comprehend to spend that kind of money. It was $350 US for a bottle of cologne. I say, when I bought it, God, it felt good. And when I put it on, it felt even better. And every time I'm sure if I pass by you right now, do I smell? Do you smell when I have one?
Yes.
Do you smell it?
Yes, I do.
Huh? Come closer. Oh, you came in late.
Never.
What's that? Smells like rich people in here. Where is that?
That's right there.
Oh, just now. Okay. No, you know, Rich have a scent, huh?
It does.
Smells good. So there's a cologne, and when I bought the cologne, my wife, started hugging me a little bit tighter. Right? But anyway, I'm just sharing with you all, like, it's important to have friends who can give you different experiences.
True.
And prospecting will introduce you to a lot of great people, right? Your current circle is not the circle that will take you to the next level, but you can still love on your circle. And you can help elevate your circle, but in our style of business, you have to meet new people, right? Another skill that you have to have is presenting. Presenting is another skill, right? And then promoting for events. Okay, this is an event here. The art of promoting pays you a lot of money. Now, if I were to train on every single step here, we could be here for a long time.
Very long.
right? But prospecting is about confidence. Prospecting is about introducing yourself before you're introduced, right? When I met Martinez outside, when I was just coming here, he said your scent introduced you before you introduced yourself. He said that to me also. Am I correct? So that's why I ended up sharing with you about dress, right? How you smell, because in our style of business, the first thing that people are buying is who? You. What they see. People buy with their eyes, yes or yes?
Yeah.
Think about this. Let's just say, you're in the hospital and somebody say they're gonna operate on you and they come in with street clothes, with a knife and they're ready to cut you. You gonna allow them to touch you? You are going to slap the living daylight out of them. Get away from me. But if they come with a trench coat, white, and then they're looking like the doctor, they have the little thing inside there with the little pen, right? Like Dr. Julie. And they come looking and they have the mask on, everything is like, right, they look like a doctor. Okay, they can operate on me. Does that make sense? So people buy with their eyes. Our style of business, you have to present yourself so that people will want to do business with you. Make sense? That's part of prospecting. No, we don't even have enough time for me to teach on this. This is too much, right? But these are 3 skills that you must master. As you come into Envision, we're going to teach you about prospecting, right? But what I just shared with you is the most important part of it. When you're confident, people will want to do business with you. Presenting is repetition. All right, the information I shared in the beginning, we have PowerPoint slides. You just click and read everything on the slide. That's all you have to do. In the beginning, matter of fact, everybody in this room here, get the PowerPoint presentation. My friend, I'm sure you can be really good at this business. Remember I told you that last time I met you, yeah? Last time I met you, you wasn't in the business, huh? And now you're in the business. There you go, all right? You have a lot of potential, huh?
Yes.
Matter of fact, I looked at you on Instagram, and you're doing something. You're talking on the video. I said, wow, she speaks very well.
Yeah.
Right? So all you need to do, that gift of speaking, put it into play with this business, and you get paid for talking.
Yep.
How many people like to get paid for talking?
Yeah.
Basically, what I do, I just talk every day, and I make a lot of money. How many of you like to talk and get paid? That's what we do, right? But it's you meet someone, and we have the same PowerPoint. You just sit down, you just read everything to them, and to them, you're sounding so amazing, but all you're doing is just reading what is on the slides. And the more you do, the better you're going to become.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? People buy your confidence, so the more you do, the better you're going to become. And then promoting to events pays you big money. You want to get to my level of success, you have to start putting on events with hundreds of people, thousands of people. And we will teach you how to do that. Let's go to the next slide.
Amen.
All right. All right, let's talk about this real quick. Where do we meet people? There's several ways that we meet people. All right. The first market is your warm market. What is your warm market? It's the people that you know. Okay? The people that you know is for practice. All right. All my friends, everybody who knew me from before, none of them ever joined my business.
I'm gonna have friends that do like this.
Going insane.
Maybe one of them, maybe one or two of them, maybe. But most of them, like, now Gary, you go ahead. You just. Right? So your warm market is your initial market, the people that you know. All right? Then we have something called your cold market. The cold market is the people that you don't know. The cold market is where you're going to make the most money. All right? Funny enough, I didn't know Faith and Donna before.
Yay.
I didn't. Right? I met Faith and Donna through somebody who I knew. I knew somebody in Trinidad, and they knew someone else, and that someone else introduced them to Faith's father, Mr. Robinson, and through Mr. Robinson, how I met Faith. You'll see how that works, right? So your cold market is where your wealth resides, but you have to become good in the warm market so you can be really amazing in the cold market. Okay? How many of you have social media and you use it for business? Okay, I then everybody else use social media for likes, comments, and giggles. How do you have some fun when you go on social media? There's one guy I listen to right now, he is absolutely funny. His name is William something. Don't mind her. Huh?
I'm not good except for you.
You think so? Boy, he funny. No, he's not from Trinidad. He's from South Africa, I think. William Last KRM. Boy, funny too, man. Right? But you can't be on social media. You know, he is funny, but he's just making you laugh. But he is a businessman. Right? His purpose of making you laugh is to get more followers, so he can turn all of his followers into buyers. You understand? They say once you make people laugh, they will buy. You know that? Alright, he has 7.6 million followers. I remember when he had 1 million followers. Right? So you could use social media to build your brand, your personal brand. Everybody understand that? Don't just be on social media for likes and comments. Because every time you go online, they're making money off of you. Every time. You know that, right? Imagine, here's how crazy this is. You are paying for the internet. You're paying for the data. And every time you go online, they make money off of you. Ain't that crazy? So how about you now turn your social media into a way for you to reach more people and build your business, right? So posting free content is how you generate leads. You generate leads from your warm market, you generate leads. Leads mean people who you can talk to, people who you could show the opportunity, right? You can post free content and you can also generate leads. You can also run ads as well, right? I've seen some of you in here run ads before. You ever run ads before? Right? You ever run ads before? Right? So ads is another way that you generate leads. Do you know that companies spend a lot of money on running ads? Why do they do that?
To generate leads.
Generate more sales. The more people that see their product, the more sales they're going to generate. What if a business owner, a successful business owner, stopped their business because their first few people told them no? Then they will reach nowhere, right?
Yeah.
In our business, here's what happens. Can I be honest with you? So you get started, and the first few people tell you no. Say, all right, Gary, this business ain't working. Gary, Faye, Ghana, and Sil. I talked to all my friends, and everybody tell me no. This thing is not working. I want back my money. That's the truth. Rejection is the #1 reason why most people fail in our style of business. But you check anybody who's successful, rejection is normal. People tell you no is normal. Right? But when you listen to our personal development, we'll help you to understand that, right? But you gotta understand how to generate leads. Leads is how you make money. The more people you talk to, the more money you're gonna make. The less people you talk to, the less money you're going to make. If you want to make more money, talk to more people. Right? That's it. It's not rocket science. Right? When you have a store, if you open the store once a month, how much sales would you generate?
Not a lot.
Not enough. So that's why a business owner opens their store every day as much as possible. Does that make sense? Let's go to the next slide. Right? So what I just shared with you there in terms of prospecting, presenting, promoting, right? Generating leads, finding a way to identify more people to share the information with, that is a system that's going to allow you to grow your business. So you want to study what I'm teaching today. The next step is you want to practice it. That's the key. You want to practice what I'm teaching today. You want to practice prospecting. You want to practice presenting. You want to practice promoting. How many of you here know Steph Curry? Anybody here know Steph Curry? Any basketballers here? Right. Do you know how much money Steph Curry is getting paid right now? A year? He's the highest paid basketballer right now as I speak. He's making over $60 million US a year. for shooting threes? $60 million a year? That's a lot of money. He can't done spend that money right now. Now that's outside of his endorsements and his shoes that he owns and all his clothes, right? But here's how he got to that point. You want to know? All the work that he was doing behind closed doors when nobody was seeing him. All the practice sessions that he was having. How many threes do you think he would have taken to get to the point he is today? In terms of practice. Tens of millions of threes he would have taken behind closed doors. So here's a challenge that we have in today's society. You know what's the challenge that we have in today's society? Everyone wants quick success. Nobody wants to put the work in to become successful. Because of social media, I don't know what's happening, but our brains are getting much smaller. People's brains and people's attention span is so short today. They can't even think straight for 30 minutes. Well, forget about 30 minutes. It's 30 seconds and they're gone. Because you know, we are now being fashioned to think very short. Because when you go on social media, you can just swipe, next. So people don't understand process. And because they don't understand process, that's why most people don't become successful. Alright? So you have to practice. Somebody say practice.
Practice.
Somebody say practice.
Practice.
Right? And when you practice long enough, then you'll be able to start teaching other people this business. Right? Now, don't be alarmed or surprised when somebody becomes successful. It's never a fluke. Right? I have to sit down and fill up my calendar. But I brought something here for you all. Right? For you all to see. Daniel, could you come and hold this mic for me here? Right? So I spoke about work, right? Let me come into the light a little bit more.
Turn on the light, Matthias.
Can you just turn on that light right there? So we have a monthly achiever calendar.
Yeah, the one
right? We have a monthly achiever calendar.
that.
You're gonna get one. The new one is coming out next week, okay? So this is the one for 2024. So this is our book to document our work that we do. Right? There is a saying in our industry that you can become a documented millionaire. You have to document the whole journey. You have to write everything down. So this is January. You'll see my calendar for January. This is me doing prospecting, presenting, and promoting. You understand? How does it look? Look like I did some work?
Send it for me.
Meetings. Tell your neighbor, meetings make money.
Meetings make money.
Tell your neighbor, meetings make money.
Meetings
All
make
right?
money.
This is February. How you looking? This is March. On average, I do 3 group meetings every day. I heard a millionaire say, if you can do 3 meetings every single day for a whole 12 months, you'll become a millionaire. I said, all right, I can do that. You don't have to tell me anything else. All I need to do is present this thing to somebody or somebody's, and you telling me in 12 months I can make $1 million? I said, I can do that. I said, okay, I don't need to hear anything else. That's what I need. Right? Because I know how to work. My parents are hard workers. My father runs a construction company. My mother runs a daycare. I quickly realized where I got my work ethic from. They are very, very good at work. My parents are in their, both of them about to hit 70 years old, and they're still working. My next goal is to fully retire them. So that I can just pay them every month, and then they can do whatever they want to do. That's my next goal. Right? Right, so this is what month I said, March? Right? April. Is it April? Yes, April month. Right, what's April? May. June. July. August. September.
You have to flip that by me, Papa. I think that's just like that.
Oh no, that's November. No, this is October. Oh yeah, we November. Forget it. I think we're in December already. Alright? And this is November right now. I have everything I have for the last 2 days, I've put on my phone already, so I need to write the thing. Why am I showing you this? Because I want you to connect the dots. I'm not just here talking, telling you about stuff that I don't do. Does that make sense? I actually build a business every day. I do my personal prospecting. I actually present the information every day, and I'm always promoting another event. Our next major event is our convention. That's going to be in Houston, Texas, May of next year. You don't want to miss it. Every single one of you want to be there in Houston, Texas with us, right? So this is the work. This is the physical work, and I document it. Now, every day, let's just say in the beginning, you don't feel every day to prospect with people.
No.
You know, you don't feel like it.
No, sir.
There's some days thank you very much, right? You don't feel to present the information every day. I want to do something else.
Yes, sir.
I want to relax.
Yes, sir.
But all I remember is how nice my life is. And I
Yes,
keep
sir.
working. Matter of fact, I said to myself, I am never going to be broke a day in my life again. All I remember quickly is when I couldn't buy what I wanted to buy. I remember quickly when the bank used to call me and I light a fire underneath my own butt and I get to work. I outwork people who are not rich.
True.
And something is wrong with that.
Very true.
Do you understand? I cannot outwork you. You have to raise your work activity. You have to. If you're going to become, now there's levels to success. You all know that, right? So but then there's higher levels. Some of you only get up there with the air is red. You have to have an incredible work ethic. Have to. And I have now developed the habit of doing this. It's habit now. I don't even have to think about it anymore. All successful people, they actually have a ridiculous work ethic. How many of you know that? Check out really, really successful people who had to earn it. They have an incredible work ethic. And that's because they're very focused on their goals, right? So I had to show you this because you want to get to the point where you can now connect the dots with someone. Because sometimes people come into our space, they're like, how are you actually doing this thing? How does it actually work? Right? And you will be in a position to show them the amount of work you did. My mentor pulled out 7 of these to show the work he did in 7 years. That he filled out a calendar for 7 years, showing the work he did. Does that make sense? What the proof is in the what?
Pudding.
Proof is in the pudding. So you must be able to get to the point where you can now show people the work that you're gonna have, that you've done, and we're gonna give you this calendar and you're gonna get it for free. The only thing you have to do is to print it. Is that okay? You just have to print it. And I made a nice little binder. Nice little binder right here. So every year I just take out what I have in here and I replace it with a new one. Alright? But I have documented my journey. Why is it important to document your journey? So you can leave breadcrumbs for somebody else.
Yes, sir.
You can leave a trail for somebody else to follow. So it's easy for me to now reduce the gap in my mind of how can I get to the level of where my mentor is at. When he showed me his work, I'm like, okay, that's what I need to do.
Yes, sir.
Y'all understand what I'm showing you here? All of y'all who are in the business.
Yes, sir.
This is the key. Okay? This is the key. Now, I want to talk about the example of Steph Curry a little bit more, right? Steph is 36 years old, but he's been practicing for a long time. A long time. Right? And I don't know if anybody ever asked him this question, but I'm sure he would have gone through at some moment, he would have questioned, is this thing actually going to work out for me? Right? And everybody goes through that in success. Like you know you're working, right? You're feeling like, I ain't really seen this thing come into pass. Anybody ever been there before? Right? My encouragement to you is once you don't take your eyes off the goal and you keep working in full faith and belief, you're gonna get there. There's no doubt that you're gonna get there, but you have to keep your eyes on the prize. That's what I did. I kept my eyes on the prize. I never shifted my mind away from that prize. And I kept working consistently. Every seed that you sow, you're gonna get paid from it. Every person that you spoke to that told you no, you're gonna get paid for those no's. Every single one of them.
So,
The life I had today, I'm getting paid for all the no's I got since 2012, 11, 13. All the people tell me no, I still getting paid for it today. What? My life's sweet too bad, you know? How many of you like to buy groceries for two homes that you're living in at the same time?
yes, sir.
You know that's a whole different experience, huh? Right? I have an amazing life and I have gotten a lot of no's. I can't even remember. I didn't even talk about it.
Exactly.
Gary, not right now. Gary, don't have the money. Gary, next week. Monday for sure. Call me on Monday. Call me on Monday. I'm going to sign up on Monday. And you're calling them.
Electricity.
And they ain't answering. Matter of fact, I had an experience. Somebody who I really wanted to join my business. This is when I was young in the game. She said, "Yeah, Gary, come over. Come by my house this time. We'll sign up." I reach. Ringing, I see the girl in the house. She opened the window so she closed it back and I ring in the back. She ain't coming out. I feel so bad. I feel so bad. But like, I can give on story after story after story. What? No, and then next week they sign up. And they say, "Yeah, you're gonna do it next week." You can't even give on to them. They sign up. They don't pay their money, you know.
Yes.
Gone. So I'm not saying this to you like if, oh well, you know, like you're just gonna arrive here. No, you're gonna have to pay the price to become successful. But that is what's beautiful about it. When you pay the price, nobody can take it away from you.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And here's what's beautiful about documentation. Right? You actually have a reference. You could go back and see what you did. That's why documentation is so important.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So sometimes people are operating in the business and they don't document anything. You have to document. You have to. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Right? So I was talking to Faith and Daniel about delayed gratification, which is key. Delayed gratification is key. But in the journey, you have to be happy and grateful. You have to be happy, you have to be grateful, and you have to operate like it's done. I heard my mentor said something, Bob Proctor, when I went to a training. He said, whatever is established in the spirit, he said from the time you wrote the goal down, it was already done. He said, whatever is established in the spirit, it must show up in its polar opposite. It must show up. The only time it doesn't show up is if you go and you dig up the seed. You know what digging up the seed is? You plant the seed. Day 1 you pass. Nothing ain't happening yet. Day 2 you pass. You ain't see nothing happening yet. What's going on here? I thought they say that I'm making $1,000. 30 days pass, no $1,000. They're lying. You want to dig up that seed. From the time you dig up the seed, that's how you're not going to get any harvest. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the only time you don't accomplish your goal is when you dig up the seed. Right? So the key is you got to water that seed with gratitude. You got to be excited. You have to keep your eyes on the prize and stay consistent in order to accomplish your goals. That's what makes you become super special. People look at you like, wow, you're amazing. Wow, you are amazing. You know how? Because you just decided to be consistent and disciplined on your goals and your dreams. You would separate yourself from everybody else. Okay? Watch this. What is time? Does anybody know what time is? Anybody tell me what's time? What is time? What is time? You ever thought about what is time?
The period of time.
Right? What's the time right now?
8:44.
No, tell me like what is the time right now? 8? 8:40? 8:30. Okay, cool. It's good time, right? But that is not time,
The measurement.
right? Because you all know that in another part of the world, it's a different time. So you know that the clock time that we all use is man-made. But watch this. Time is past, present, and future. That is time. Now, I'm going to ask a question. Who's a brave guest? Raise your hands. Nobody raise their hands. Huh? All right. So let me ask you. So which one comes first? Present. He said present comes first. Who's a guess? You're a guess. Which one comes first? Huh? The past comes first. All right. How about you, sir? Which one comes first? All of them? Okay. All right, so let's just take, for example, the meeting here today.
Yeah, Devon.
All right?
Which one comes first?
I called Faith and Donna, and I said, let's set up a Super Saturday training. Let's create the flyer. That was created first. So the future happens first. You don't understand it? Okay. What do you have coming up? What do you have coming up that you're going to do? Nothing. Okay, yeah, well, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. What today is? Saturday? How many of you are going to church tomorrow? Alright. So tomorrow is when? Sunday, but it is when?
The
In
future.
the future. But you made the decision to go to church on Sunday before Sunday came. No. But you made the decision to go there in the future. But the future happens first. Let me give you an example. I wrote down a goal. I wrote a check to myself that I'll make $1 million US, right? And I wrote that down in 2014. Sorry, 2013 I wrote it down. But when I wrote down the goal, the date was for a future date. So the future happens first, not in the natural. The future happens first in the spirit. That's why I said whatever you establish, whatever you write down on paper, it's already done because you establish it in the spirit. It just has a manifestation period for it to move from the spirit, but then for it to come into the natural. So that's why the future comes first. So that's why I said to all of you here, write down the goal that you want to accomplish in the future, right? Because when you design it, you're going to establish it in the spirit first,
Yeah, your present.
right? You establish the future in the spirit first, and then eventually it will become your present. The life I have today, I created it first. I'm living it right now, right? Some of the goals that I wrote down, I created it in the future. I remember writing on the goal, one day I'll pay for an all expenses paid cruise for my mother and my father. I wrote that down. Said one day I'll do it. Then the present came and I paid for a cruise to them. And I gave them shopping money too. And then it's now something in the past. Does that make sense? So you want to start creating your future now. Right? So all of you that are in the room, you want to get $100,000 US a year.
A month.
And if you wrote it down, it's already done. It has a manifestation period. Eventually, it's going to become your present. Like, I remember when I was broke, and I'm like, Lord, I can't wait to get rich. Then now I'm rich. Like, oh, I even forget when I was broke. Like my wife, if my wife came here today and she started to share the details of how tough things were, I just gave you like a smidget of it today. But she remember all the details. Me, I have amnesia. I forget most of the things I forget. The other day I heard her talking about something. I said, "Wait, you remember all of that?" She said, "Maybe I remember everything." Right? Because sometimes you want this thing so bad that you feel like time is running out. But it is not. It's not going anywhere. Don't be so. This is what I really wanted to talk about. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to accomplish those goals. Because it's gonna come faster than you think, and then you're gonna be like, why was I stressing out all along?
True.
Right? That's for everybody in this room here. Because sometimes when you're in the process, because you're not seeing it fast enough, you don't appreciate the process. Most people want the destination, but they don't want the pathway to the destination. Gary Nash, this thing taking too long, Gary. I thought they took 12 to 18 months. Right? So I'm explaining this to you in terms of understanding time, because when you have an understanding of the future, the present, and the past, you operate with much more peace. Does that make sense? You have faith, and then you have faith with understanding. When you have understanding with faith, it's a whole different story. Matter of fact, let's look up the definition of the word future. All right? I want somebody who's not in the business to read it out to me. All right? I'm going to use my phone. And you will understand even more what I just explained to you. You're a guest? You in the business? Okay, all right. You're a guest? All right, so read this out for everybody here.
A period of time following the moment of speaking or writing, time regards as still to come. We plan on getting married in the near future.
Y'all see that? This is not Gary's definition. This is Oxford Dictionary definition of future. Future, a period of time following the moment of speaking or writing. Time regarded as still to come. That's why the future happens first. Job what it is? They say if you want to hide something from people, put it in writing. You ever heard that statement before? Because most people don't read. Matter of fact, they said if you want to hide something from black people, put it in writing. Right? What's the definition of present? In a particular place, a period of time now occurring. Let's look at the definition of past. Past, meaning, if you get what I'm teaching you here today, your life will never be the same again. Past, gone by in time, no longer existing.
No longer existing. Wow.
The time before the moment of speaking or writing. Woo. So the past is the time before the moment of speaking or writing.
That's crazy.
Golly!
That's crazy.
Ah, Jesus. Thank you.
That's crazy.
Past, the time before the moment of speaking or writing. Oh Lord, today.
I'm so happy and grateful now.
So the future comes first. So if the future comes first, you will now become more intentional about the future that you want. You understand? Some people are just like leaves blowing in the wind. Whatever happens, happens. You understand? If you like a leaf blowing in the wind, nothing is going to happen.
At all.
So be more intentional about your future. Alright? Every time you come around me, you're going to hear me talking about the future.
All the time.
True.
Always. Daniel was spending some time with me today. Guess what? Because the future gets you excited. Because sometimes the present is so daunting.
And the,
Yes or yes?
yes.
Let's just say you're going through a tough time right now. Hard times. Pressure. Do you know if you speak about your present often, all you're going to do is recreate the present. Because future is the moment after speaking or writing, time regarded as still to come. So what are you speaking every single day? Whatever you speak, you recreate it. So you ask somebody, how are you going? Pressure, boy. Time's tough. Pressure. Hard. And all it's sowing is seeds of pressure and hard. Next time you check them, how you doing? Pressure, boy. Things tough. Next 3 months you come back, they in the same spot. So you have to be very particular about what you're speaking every single day. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Whatever you say, you're going to have. And here's the truth. The negative happens faster. The goals that you have takes a little bit more time. In the book Think and Grow Rich, it says that wealth is very shy, but poverty is very bold. It asks no permission. It just shows up unannounced. Right? Why am I sharing all of this with you? Because I want you to be very particular about what you're speaking and what you're writing. What future are you creating? Does that make sense? I hope you appreciate what I'm sharing there. Right? I hope you're getting it. Because when I got exposed to this information, I became very intentional about the life I was creating for my family and I. Very intentional. Right? My kids, they go to private school. How many of you would like to send your kids to the best school? Right? My wife and I are not just going to send them to any school. We want them to go to a Christian school where they're getting, matter of fact, we checked out, the teacher has entrepreneurship in preschool.
Wow.
Interesting.
Why? Because I'm not growing up my children to be no employees. I'm growing them up to be whatever they want to be, but not employees. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be intentional, right? What are you eating? You can choose what you want to eat. We went to the supermarket today, and Faith was like, this person here, you could tell that they have some money.
Yes.
You know why? Because wealthy people, they pay attention. I mean, especially if they are health conscious. Because not everybody health conscious. But most wealthy people are very conscious about what they're eating. Very, very conscious. Right? My wife, when we go to the supermarket, in the beginning, I'm like, why are you doing that? Especially when we started making some money, right?
That's $7.
She said, no, we're not buying that. We're not buying that. The ingredients is not good. I said, lady, you have time to read all? She said, yep, I read it all the time. Ingredients is not good. My kids don't eat certain snacks. Sweets and things, my kids don't know nothing about that.
They cannot have that.
You know why? Because my wife is very anal about that. Because most of those sweets is not good for the children. Does that make sense? But of course, eating healthy is gonna cost you some money, right? My wife introduced me to Ezekiel bread. Anybody ever hear of Ezekiel bread before? If you try to buy Ezekiel bread in the supermarket, you're gonna pay Ezekiel money. You understand? Ezekiel bread is like almost 8 times more money than regular bread. Alright? Why am I sharing that with you? Because that's the life I actually created. Does that make sense? I'm home, sometimes when I'm trading my granny, I say, wow. I said, no, this Lord has blessed me in this nice house, and I can make all this money from home. I didn't even brush my teeth when I made that money, when I show you. Not yet. Right after I brush my teeth. Right? So you can create the life that you want, right? How many of you want to give more money away?
Yeah.
Do you know I wrote a goal down? I said, Lord, I want you to bless me so I can give 10,000 US a month. You understand? I wrote it down. And when I started giving 10,000 US away, I said, wow, this thing is powerful. The next goal is to give away $25,000 US a month. How many of you have friends that talk like that? You understand the difference, huh? You need to be around friends who talk like, I want to give away that kind of money. My mentor talks about giving away $1 million a year. You might be watching some successful people, but I'm telling you, there are principles, there are things that they're applying in private that you don't know about. So you should never be, well, oh, I'm lucky and then get you. No, there are principles that have been applying. That's why they are successful. I said, Lord, bless me so I can be a blessing to others. Right? So I'm not just talking about just the acquisition of things for myself, but I have big goals to give away more money. I want to help people. Right? So you can design the life that you want. And I'm telling you guys, you come into our space, you come into our environment, we're going to help you. As long as you're willing, we're going to help you to develop this mindset of becoming very, very successful. Okay? And of course, you know, I'm not here every single day, but you can associate with me every single day. You know how you can do that? Listen to my audio, and I'm going to give it to you for free. By the way, we're going to give you my mentor's audio called Conceive, Believe, and Achieve. The person that did the audio for him is a top leader top trainer in our industry. And when I listened to the audio, I said, one day this man will do an interview with me. And he did. Now I have my own audio. It cost me $20,000 US to do the interview with him and to record the audio and to produce, I think I did 500 CDs or something like that. That's when CDs was a thing. Nobody uses CDs no more. Absolutely. No, you have the guy, when you know who the guy is, Jerry Clark? Yeah. It's not for free, bro. It's not for free. But guess what? I'm now giving away the audio for free. Do you know why I do it? Because my mentor gave me his audio for free. And that seed he sowed has brought him a harvest that he don't have enough room to contain. That one seed he sowed into my life of personal development, he's made millions of dollars from me. But I have no problem with that, because I've made millions of dollars. You understand that?
Tough.
So I understand the power of sowing. Whatever I sow, I will reap. So I want to sow those seeds again. I want to continue to impact people's lives. Okay? So I don't want to keep you guys too long. If you're here tonight and you've been questioning, how do I get to my next level in life? I just told you today. I've taught you today everything that I'm applying in private that has allowed me to get to this level of success. It's not hocus pocus. I literally showed you the process today. Now, it might be difficult for you to remember every single thing that I taught on today, but at least I've sown a seed to start the process for you. So it's your job now to cultivate this new set of thinking that I'm trying to help you to fashion. And do you know how you cultivate it? Can anybody give me an answer? How do you cultivate it moving out of here, coming out of here?
Words, images,
Huh?
emotions.
Practicing it, all right? Listening to the right information. So we're going to give you these audios, but please actually listen to it. Don't just receive it and not listen to it, right? When I jump into Faith and Daniel's car, all I hear is the information that I'm listening to. Whatever I'm listening to, imagine you could listen to the same thing I'm listening to.
Yes.
Same thing. I'm not hiding nothing, I'm not hiding anything. I literally told you everything here today. But the only challenge is you cannot remember everything I taught you today. So you have to go through repetition now. So coming out of here, get the audio. Whatever we recommend in terms of books to read, you want to be on it like white on rice. If I say to you, don't miss this training, don't miss it.
Simple.
Because I know you need it.
Simple.
Does that make sense? If I say, hey, you need to be at this event, I know why I'm telling you that. You need to be at the event. And you have to go through a period of temporary separation. I almost forgot that one. Do you know what that is?
Yes, sir.
You need to temporarily separate yourself from some folks and some environments. Okay? Doesn't mean you're going to treat anybody bad.
True.
But you just know that, all right? I have to switch up my environment for me to get to the next level. And when you get to the next level, then you can go bring people with you. So when you're on a plane, and they say, in case of an emergency, what do they tell you? What does the flight attendant say? You need to put on your oxygen mask first. You can't help people if you don't help yourself first. Does that make sense? So make sure you create an environment for personal growth and development, and we're going to help you along the way. You have amazing leaders, Faith, Donnell, you have Edsel, you have the Jermaines, you have all these amazing leaders here. A lot of names for me to call, right? We have a nice group here, nice team of individuals. And as I mentioned before, St. Lucia is just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to show you not just how to become a St. Lucia leader, we're going to show you how to become a global leader. Does that make sense? And that part is even more exciting. All right? So I appreciate every single one of you. Hopefully you got some tremendous value here today. And I told Faith, I said I will not be able to cover every single thing that I would have loved to. Like a real Super Saturday training is from morning to night. And I could teach for a whole day. Really. All right? So how many of you learned something here today? Raise your hands if you learned something here today. Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I'm very, very excited for you guys. I'm gonna be back here in January. All right? For our New Year, New You event. All right? The date is going to be January the 18th. Did I say that? I think it's the 18th or the 11th? No. Yeah.
20th.
Sorry, my bad. The 25th. Lord have mercy. January the 25th. I'm going to be back here. Okay? I'm going to be back here on January the 25th for our New Year, New You event. Alright? Oh, by the way, we're going to Dubai next year.
Yes.
How many would like to come to Dubai with us? All expenses paid. Even better. Alright? Okay, cool. Well, you can go all expenses paid. You just need to go diamond, and the company is going to take care of your expenses for your hotel and stuff. My wife and I and about 10 other leaders have already qualified. So there's no limit, to be honest with you. So once you qualify diamond, you could be a part of that experience. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be fun. You all know what lit is, right? All the young people, you all know what lit is?
Yes.
Right, go young people. All the young at hearts, we're about to have a bunch of fun. Okay? We have a whole itinerary. We're going on the safari. We're going and do sand bike riding. We're going on the camels. We're going to Abu Dhabi. It's gonna be nice. Some of us are gonna fly on a private jet to Dubai as well. I promise you, when you fly private, your life will change forever. You'll be like, hold on, this is how I'm supposed to fly?
Yes, sir.
I remember my first, I've only flown private once. And I actually hired a private jet. Paid $35,000 US to fly us from Miami to Vegas. 1 week, 35,000 US. Alright?
I want to have friends like that.
And when we reached there, they said, hi, Mr. McSween, could we have your passport, please? Everybody give their passport. Do you need to take our bags? You need to check our bags? No, you don't need to. Just walk with your bags on the plane. I'm like, yo, this is different. Nobody need to check my bag. When we reach, we just come off and I'm like, this is nice. Wi-Fi for free on the private jet. I say, woo, boy. They come and ask me, what would you like? Would you like to have some grapes? The grapes taste different when you're on 35,000 feet in the air, you know what I mean? The chips taste different. They say I eat chips. You know what I mean? Chips taste different, right? Experiences are very important. Because whatever you experience, you believe. So I want you all to experience nice things, the finer things in life, because it really helps you in your journey, all right? So God bless you guys. We had a great Super Saturday here. Our first. This will be the smallest Super Saturday we have had in St. Lucia. And I know that we're going to continue to impact many, many lives, okay? So if you're a guest, do you have some forms? Okay, so if you're a guest, we want you to leave in an application form. Give Edsel and Martinez to give that out. All right? So if you want to get an application form, Edsel and Martinez is going to furnish you guys. Let Doc help out as well too. All right? Raise your hands if you'd like to get an application form. Those handsome young men there are going to give you an application form. All right, and you're going to fill out the form, give it back to the person that invited you here tonight, and we're going to help you guys get started. All right, so let's play some music. You want to say something before we close?
We just closing.
Yes. So the Lacans are going to close